In Washington, D.C., what should you do if you are in an intersection and the traffic light turns red? A. Immediately stop and wait for the green light. B. Continue through the intersection as quickly as possible. C. Carefully proceed and clear the intersection. D. Reverse and return to the stop line. Answer: C. If the traffic light turns red while you are in the intersection, you should safely continue through and clear the intersection to avoid blocking traffic. Stopping suddenly could cause accidents. Under Washington, D.C. law, what is the maximum penalty for a first-time DUI offense? A. License suspension for 90 days and a fine. B. Mandatory jail time, license suspension, and a fine. C. A warning and requirement to take a driving course. D. Immediate revocation of the driver's license for life. Answer: B. A first-time DUI in Washington, D.C. includes penalties such as mandatory jail time, fines, and a license suspension. Repeat offenses carry even harsher consequences. What is the legal distance to park from a fire hydrant in Washington, D.C.? A. 10 feet. B. 15 feet. C. 20 feet. D. 25 feet. Answer: B. You must park at least 15 feet away from a fire hydrant in Washington, D.C. to ensure emergency responders have quick access in case of a fire. What should you do if your vehicle stalls on train tracks and a train is approaching? A. Stay inside and call for help. B. Run away from the tracks toward the train. C. Exit immediately and run at a 45-degree angle away from the tracks. D. Push your vehicle off the tracks if possible. Answer: C. If a train is approaching, exit immediately and run at a 45-degree angle away from the tracks to avoid being hit by flying debris. What is the purpose of Washington, D.C.'s move over law? A. To allow emergency vehicles to pass faster. B. To require drivers to slow down and change lanes when approaching emergency vehicles. C. To prohibit lane changes near construction zones. D. To enforce a minimum speed limit on highways. Answer: B. The move over law requires drivers to slow down and change lanes, if possible, when approaching stopped emergency or law enforcement vehicles to protect workers and officers. What is the minimum following distance in normal driving conditions in Washington, D.C.? A. 1 second. B. 2 seconds. C. 3 seconds. D. 5 seconds. Answer: C. The 3-second rule ensures a safe following distance between vehicles. In adverse weather, increase the following distance. In Washington, D.C., when can you legally cross a double solid yellow line? A. To pass another vehicle. B. To turn left into a driveway or side street. C. To overtake slow-moving vehicles. D. Never. Answer: B. You cannot pass over a double solid yellow line, but you may turn left into a driveway or a side street when it is safe to do so. What should you do if another driver is aggressively tailgating you? A. Speed up to create distance. B. Brake suddenly to warn them. C. Move to another lane or pull over to let them pass. D. Ignore them and maintain speed. Answer: C. If a driver is tailgating aggressively, the best option is to move to another lane or safely pull over to let them pass. In Washington, D.C., who has the right-of-way at a T intersection where one road ends? A. The driver on the ending road. B. The driver making a turn. C. The vehicles on the through road. D. No one, as it depends on speed. Answer: C. At a T intersection, vehicles on the through road always have the right-of-way, while vehicles on the ending road must yield. When driving on a multi-lane road, which lane should you use if you are traveling below the speed limit? A. Left lane. B. Right lane. C. Center lane. D. Any lane. Answer: B. Slower moving vehicles should stay in the right lane to allow faster traffic to pass on the left. What does a flashing yellow traffic signal mean at an intersection? A. Stop and proceed when safe. B. Slow down and proceed with caution. C. Yield to all other traffic and pedestrians. D. Treat it like a stop sign. Answer, B. A flashing yellow light means you should slow down and proceed with caution while checking for other vehicles and pedestrians. If two vehicles arrive at an uncontrolled intersection at the same time, who has the right of way? A. The vehicle on the left. B. The vehicle on the right. C. The larger vehicle. D. The faster vehicle. Answer, B. When two vehicles reach an uncontrolled intersection simultaneously, the vehicle on the right has the right of way. When is it illegal to use high-beam headlights? A. In heavy traffic. B. When driving on the highway. C. Within 500 feet of an oncoming vehicle. D. During bad weather. Answer, C. High-beam headlights must be dimmed within 500 feet of an oncoming vehicle to avoid blinding other drivers. What should you do if an emergency vehicle with flashing lights approaches you from behind on a two-lane road? A. Speed up to clear the way. B. Pull over to the right and stop. C. Continue at the same speed. D. Move to the left lane and slow down. Answer, B. You must pull over to the right and stop when an emergency vehicle with flashing lights is approaching from behind. If a school bus is stopped with its red lights flashing on a two-lane road, what must you do? A. Slow down and pass cautiously. B. Stop only if children are crossing. C. Stop completely until the lights stop flashing. D. Proceed if no vehicles are coming. Answer, C. In Washington, D.C., all vehicles must stop for a school bus with flashing red lights until it moves or the lights turn off. What does Washington, D.C.'s no turn on red law mean? A. You can turn after stopping completely. B. You must wait for a green light to turn. C. You can only turn if no pedestrians are present. D. You must honk before turning. Answer, B. No turn on red means you must wait for a green light before making a turn, even if the intersection appears clear. What should you do if you hydroplane while driving? A. Brake hard to regain control. B. Steer in the opposite direction of the skid. C. Take your foot off the gas and steer straight. D. Accelerate slightly to stabilize the car. Answer, C. If you hydroplane, remove your foot from the gas and steer straight until you regain control. Braking or turning suddenly can make the skid worse. What is the speed limit in residential areas in Washington, D.C. unless otherwise posted? A. 20 miles per hour. B. 25 miles per hour. C. 30 miles per hour. D. 35 miles per hour. Answer, B. The default speed limit in residential areas is 25 miles per hour, unless signs indicate otherwise. What should you do if a traffic light is not working at an intersection? A. Treat it as a four-way stop. B. Proceed if your lane is clear. C. Yield to traffic from the left. D. Ignore it and drive normally. Answer, A. If a traffic light is out, treat the intersection as a four-way stop, with each driver taking turns in the order of arrival. If your brakes fail while driving, what is the first thing you should do? A. Downshift to a lower gear. B. Pull the parking brake immediately. C. Turn off the engine. D. Swerve into another lane. Answer, A. If your brakes fail, downshift to a lower gear to slow down gradually and then attempt to pump the brakes or use the emergency brake. What is the penalty for driving without insurance in Washington, D.C.? A. A fine and possible license suspension. B. A warning for the first offense. C. Community service. D. Permanent loss of driving privileges. Answer, A. Driving without insurance can result in fines and potential license suspension until proof of coverage is provided. When driving in a roundabout, who has the right of way? A. Vehicles entering the roundabout. B. Pedestrians and bicyclists. C. Vehicles already inside the roundabout. D. Traffic on the left. Answer: C. Vehicles already inside the roundabout have the right of way, while incoming traffic must yield. What should you do if your car starts to skid on an icy road? A. Brake hard and turn the wheel sharply. B. Turn the steering wheel in the direction of the skid. C. Speed up slightly to gain control. D. Turn the wheel in the opposite direction of the skid. Answer: B. If your vehicle skids, turn the wheel in the direction of the skid to regain control without overcorrecting. What does a yellow curb mean in Washington, D.C.? A. No parking at any time. B. Loading and unloading only. C. Parking for disabled individuals. D. Bus stop zone. Answer: B. A yellow curb means loading and unloading is allowed but parking is not permitted for extended periods. If an intersection has no stop signs or signals, who must yield? A. The driver on the right. B. The driver on the left. C. The larger vehicle. D. The fastest vehicle. Answer: A. In an uncontrolled intersection, the driver on the left must yield to the driver on the right. What is the minimum age to apply for a learner's permit in Washington, D.C.? A. 14. B. 15. C. 16. D. 17. Answer: B. The minimum age to obtain a learner's permit in Washington, D.C. is 15 years old. What should you do when approaching a pedestrian crosswalk with no traffic signals? A. Proceed if no pedestrians are in sight. B. Slow down and be prepared to stop. C. Stop only if the pedestrian is in your lane. D. Honk to alert pedestrians. Answer: B. At unsignalized pedestrian crosswalks, drivers must slow down and yield to pedestrians. What is the purpose of Washington, D.C.'s Vision Zero policy? A. To reduce vehicle maintenance costs. B. To eliminate traffic-related deaths and injuries. C. To improve public parking spaces. D. To increase speed limits in high-traffic areas. Answer: B. Vision Zero is a policy aimed at reducing traffic deaths and serious injuries through safety improvements. When must you turn on your headlights in Washington, D.C.? A. Only at night. B. 30 minutes after sunset and before sunrise. C. When visibility is less than 500 feet. D. Both B and C. Answer: D. Headlights must be on 30 minutes after sunset and before sunrise, and whenever visibility is reduced below 500 feet. When are U-turns allowed in Washington, D.C.? A. Anywhere unless prohibited. B. Only at intersections with a U-turn sign. C. Only at traffic lights. D. Never allowed. Answer: B. U-turns are only allowed at intersections where a U-turn sign is present, unless prohibited by law.